Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is June 14th, 2022. And today I'd like to discuss why it's very likely that we have reached a bottom. All right, it's very likely that we've reached a bottom, and I'm going to show why we can see this in both Bitcoin and in altcoins. If that sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. Let's get started on the daily time frame, okay? And just to keep everything in perspective, we have these 5 waves that I'm showing, okay? And if you count 5 waves typically in an impulse in Elliott wave theory, that is the end of your trend. Now, the tricky bit is that 5 waves, is that 5th wave complete and is your count correct? Okay, but if you do have 5 waves, that theoretically means that's the end of your trend. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing I just want to address, yesterday I said I thought that this was a reversal pattern. It can't have been a reversal pattern because we broke the phi ratio of my purported A wave of this reversal pattern, okay? So the B wave couldn't have extended as far. And I said that if we were to break that phi ratio, then that would have been a wave 4 correction, okay? And we would have to come down to we would come down below the phi ratio, and we did. And I saw with the VPVR, the horizontal volume indicator that shows where most of the buying and selling is done at which price point, that we had support at 20K. Yeah, so that's exactly where we hit and bounced. So 20,900 approximately. So I do think that it's over, just given basic support and resistance and my 5 wave count. Now that I've got you zoomed out to see exactly what I'm talking about, and then for those of you who are newly subscribed, welcome. I just want to show really quickly this. Please don't, I do not see this as 5 waves down, so like this is a complete flat correction, right? So I don't know, there's some people out there that are saying that this is an A wave, this is a B wave, and this is 5 waves down. C wave, your correction is finished. That can't be, for 2 main reasons. One, you haven't hit your minimum retracement for a wave 2 correction. So if you take your Fibonacci retracement of the 5 waves, right? Let's say you take Bitcoin from the bottom of this 5 wave impulse, which let's try and find out where it is. Okay, right here. And you take it to the top. Well, you can see that you just about touched the 382, okay? Now you just about touched the 382, which is the minimum retracement. All right, so that condition is met. However, more importantly, you know that the end of every corrective sequence ends in an impulse. And this is clearly not an impulse because you have 1, 2, 3 waves here, right? And this is a B wave retrace, and this is 5 waves. So this is a 3 wave corrective structure. So this is an intermediate a corrective sequence, which goes like this. This is 3 waves in A. This is a B wave, right? Sorry. This is a B wave, okay? And this right here is legal as a dip to this because it didn't break the 1618 of this, and I can just prove that to you really quickly. If you take your Fibonacci retracement tool, you take it from the bottom of this purported A wave to the top, you can see that the phi ratio is at 18,249. So you're playing between the 1236 and the 1618, which is typically your maximal retracement of your B wave, okay? And so this right here is your intermediate B wave. So 1, 2, 3. You can expect this to be the B wave. That's why, we're anticipated that it come up to test the top of this range. Then you get a pivot. Then you get your 5 waves down. And for people who are like, well, we have these CME gaps in the teens and Bitcoin should come much lower. This is where I also agree that Bitcoin should come much lower, but only after we go much higher to finish, to complete this B wave flat correction that we're on wave B of. Okay, so if this is small a, this is small b, that would be your impulsive wave to the upside to complete this B wave correction. And then here you have your impulse to the wave down. And I do think, and we could talk about that later, much later, but you have strong support somewhere between, it's basically between 22,000, right, which represents a 382 of this, and 11,000, which represents a 618 of this entire wave. But I think we have strong support, weekly support and daily support, just, basic support and resistance at 11 to 13K. So that's where I expect Bitcoin to end up when it's all said and done. Now, that's why let's zoom in really quickly and see if I do have my 5 waves, right? So you look at this and you're like, okay, where are the 5 waves? And I think this is what you would call an ending diagonal. So according to Elliott wave theory, an ending diagonal is a 3-3-3-3-3 wave structure that you get in wave 5 or wave C, okay? Or I think it's wave X as well. You can get an ending diagonal if I'm not mistaken, okay? But an ending diagonal is essentially a 3-3-3-3 wave structure, and it usually, we call it an ending diagonal because it usually makes some sort of diagonal geometric construction, something that looks like this. Do you see? Sometimes it's a broadening wedge, sometimes it's a converging wedge, but it's a wedge, a diagonal wedge nonetheless, okay? So this is what I'm seeing, and so I'm identifying in this count 3 waves in the impulse and 3 waves in the correction. So that's what I'm seeing here. I see 1, 2, 3 waves right here, 1, 2, 3 waves right there, 1, 2, 3 waves right there, 1, 2, 3 waves right there. That's our wave 4 that we were in for a month. And then here, 1, 2, 3. Now, every time I say 3, that 3 wave structure, remember, is comprised of 5 waves in and of itself. So it's all fractal. So like if we want to determine if this impulse right here, this ending diagonal, is indeed complete, we need to identify 5 waves here, okay? So that would be our confirmation in terms of wave counting. So let's zoom in even more. And also, if you're getting value from this, please like, share, and subscribe. You see here that wave 4 is done right there. That's the top of wave 4. Okay, you have 5 waves up. That's finished. That was at 32K. Rejection here. You get your A wave, your B wave, and now you start your count right there for your waves down, okay? So it looks like you had a leading diagonal here with wave 1, wave 2, okay? And wave 3, I would say, is over. So let's zoom in even more on the hourly time frame. Okay, and this is, it's important, right? I want to find confluence in basic support and resistance using my VPVR, right? I saw support at 20K and we wicked down to 20K, but I also want to corroborate that read with my wave count, okay? And so I'm seeing, okay, here it is. That's definitely wave 2 right here. If I had to call, that's wave 2. Okay, this is the end of wave 2 right here. And then wave 3 goes here. Wave 4 goes here. And then we have an extended wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my read. That's my count, okay? And so the downside for me is largely complete. Now, does it mean we can't make a lower low? Not at all. Because, well, it doesn't mean that we can't make a lower low. Basically, it means that we can make a lower low, but only in reversal. So I'm looking for a reversal pattern here We wouldn't have to make a lower low if we were to put in a zigzag. But remember, reversal patterns can be zigzags and flats and triangles and all that stuff. But I'm anticipating some sort of consolidation in this region before a move up. Now, while Bitcoin is doing this, all of this consolidation and working out its problems on the bottom, I want to draw your attention to the other part of my analysis that is helping me determine that this is indeed likely a likely bottom. Okay, so let's take this into account. Okay, so we're in wave 4, right? Apparently, at this date, the 31st of May, we finished wave 4 at around the 7th of June. Okay, and from the 7th of June, we started dumping, and we had our big capitulation right after wave 4 of 4 or wave 4 of 5, right? Basically, the minor degree or intermediate degree, if you will, of this primary wave, right? So let's just say that this, like I counted, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. After this point right here, we had a capitulation into an extended wave 5. That's where everybody really felt the dump, the capitulation, right? And that date was June 12th. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. Now let's go to the other side of the equation. Let's go at altcoins, okay? And let's go into an altcoin. Let's just look at Ethereum really quickly. Ethereum is the largest altcoin, right? It's number 2 in the market, and it did something very similar to Bitcoin. All right, so it's not the analysis for Ethereum and Bitcoin are almost exactly the same. Ethereum is so large in market capitalization that that doesn't surprise me. What you see on this chart is that green box represents the 382 to the 618 of this larger move here. Okay, and so that's where I anticipate loading back up on Ethereum. So that's in my longer term plan. You can see this watch list is called master plan. So when it's all said and done and Ethereum comes up, consolidates, and comes back down, this is where I'm buying Ethereum. This is where I'm buying NFT, so on and so forth. All right, that's another story for another day. But you can see here the same thing that I showed in Bitcoin. You have your A wave. This is your intermediate B wave, 1, 2, 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. You can very clearly see the 3 waves here in Ethereum. Even more clearly, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves in this ending diagonal, again, of Ethereum, right? It's an ending diagonal comprised of 5 waves, and we hit the bottom. Now, you just wick to the bottom. That means you put in an A wave and expect to put in a B wave, a pivot, right? Make your entire bottoming structure. So Ethereum does help corroborate the read, but it's just much of the same as Bitcoin. Now, looking at altcoins, smaller cap altcoins, just in my watch list, like Cardano. So remember the date, the 12th is when we capitulated, right? And in Bitcoin and in Ethereum as well, you lost a lot of market cap. And let's go down into the 4-hourly time frame. But what you see here in Cardano and a lot of other altcoins is on the 12th, right, when you were capitulating so hard, what did you get? You got very little price action to the bottom, all right, relatively little. So on that 12th, you were getting double-digit percent in, you're getting something like 30%, right, in Bitcoin to the bottom. And in Ethereum, you got maybe half that in Cardano, in a lot of other altcoins, right? So they've pretty much been stable in their reversal pattern. And if you jump down to the smaller time frames, you can clearly see this is a W reversal, okay? I've pointed it out. It's a rounded bottom. This is when you can kind of tell bottoms here. And you have, you have in this rounded bottom a prevailing wave, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very clearly, you have 5 waves, okay? And you have your initial break of structure, A wave, I like to point out, right? That meets wave 4 of the previous trend, right? So right here, where is it? right there, okay? You have a B wave, and then you have some sort of pivot, right? And that pivot is taking you here, and you're pretty much making a cup and handle pattern. And a cup and handle pattern, which actually, if you look, let's see. So it's likely, if this indeed, let's measure this. I'm doing this live. If you guys appreciate this, I haven't thought this through. Remember, this is an extension of my trading journal. So I'm working through all of this with you. Okay, this is legitimately 1, 2, 3 at the 1618, wave 3 at the 1618, wave 4, and it's a leading diagonal because you're breaking the 382 retracement for wave 4 right here. It's likely a lead or an ending diagonal, not leading diagonal. So you see, just like in Bitcoin, you see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the proportions are right. You have at least 2, 2, 3, 6 for the entire extension. So yeah, that's it. So this is wave 4 of the previous trend. This is wave 4 of the prevailing sort of intermediate wave. You hit that, you came down for B. Okay, the pivot, the smaller pivot was small here. That's where it was. And then this is your initial wave. Okay, got it. I had to work that out. And so now you have this W pattern that's been retested right here. The neckline of this has been retested. So you can anticipate a pump up from here, okay? This is why I think it's the bottom, but what you're seeing is while Bitcoin and Ethereum still have to put in their reversal patterns, you can see the reversal pattern complete in these altcoins. So you can expect and not be surprised by a serious pump up where you will have already started putting in your impulsive wave in these altcoins. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this is wave 4 of the impulsive wave. Probably expect wave 5 to come up and be extended, right? And pretty much be the target of this W pattern here. And you see that across the board, okay? So this is what you see in Cardano. This is what you see in Dodo. It's like you have consistency, right? A W reversal, and that W reversal can be explained in terms of our reversal pattern. I'm not going to go into it right now, but a lot of people know what a W reversal rounded bottom is, and that's what you're seeing on the altcoins, and they're basically about to break out. You see that in Dodo, you see that in reserve rights, yeah? You see it being tested and a breakout near. Cadena, you can see that perfect W right here, retest the neckline, consolidate, breakout, okay? And you see that in Telcoin as well. So you see it across the board in a lot of these altcoins, okay? Vervain always has a funky chart. Now, what I like to do is I like to go on my general watch list, not necessarily coins that I invested in, but just to see what's going on in the general market. And yeah, you see the same thing. Nothing's really broken out from their reversal patterns, right? But you see it's about to break out, right? Right at the neckline. So this is what you're seeing. Altcoins are about to break out, and Bitcoin is still consolidating, still putting in its reversal pattern. This is why I think we are at the bottom. And the last point of this is basically the extension of what it's basically like the derivative. This is not a primary indicator, it's a derivative indicator, meaning Bitcoin dominance is essentially just showing you what's going on with Bitcoin vis-a-vis altcoins. And you can see since yesterday, not many people were talking about this. Obviously, we talked about it, but since the 13th, okay, today is the 14th. So since yesterday, it's been tanking. And you can expect that to go a bit further, okay? But it's reached wave 4 of the previous trend. So this is wave 4. It's kind of here. So I'm anticipating that Bitcoin dominance show us that yes, indeed, the bottom is in because it started to go down, heralding the beginning of alt season. I'll see you guys later for the live.